This is an unusual video for me. I don't usually do stuff on photography or lenses or anything like that. But I recently bought a new lens, and I bought it basically sight unseen type thing because there really wasn't anything out there because it's a fairly new lens. So I figured I'd quickly do something just to compare. So there'll be something on the internet showing what this lens is like when you compare it to a really good lens that works on the same camera. The two lenses that I'll be comparing are the Sony 24mm f1.8 and the Rokinon, I'm not sure which is the correct pronunciation for that. It's a Cine lens, actually. It's a 21mm t1.5, and I'm using them both on my Sony a6300. Of course, these two lenses are very different. One's a stills photography lens, you could say. It has autofocus. The other one is basically designed for making videos with, and it doesn't have autofocus. It's a manual focus, has a manual aperture ring. There's no control within the camera for anything on that lens, so everything's manual. In all cases, I've got my video light on, shining directly at me, and I'm 7 feet away from the camera. To start off, this is the 24mm f1.8, shutter speed set to 1/160th of a second. ISO is at 100. I want to keep the ISO down to the minimum. I set the focus automatically using the focus master here. After it was locked in on his face, I shifted it to manual focus so it doesn't move. This is the 21mm now at t1.5, and the shutter speed is 1/250th of a second. The ISO is 100. This is the 21mm at t1.8. Shutter speed is 1/200th of a second though. This is the 24mm again. I've got the aperture set to f2.8 this time, and the shutter speed is down to 1/80th of a second. This is the 21mm again. I've got it set to t2.8, and the shutter speed is set to 1/100th of a second. This is the 24mm at f4. I had to raise the ISO up to 160 to keep it at the shutter speed of 1/60th of a second. This is the 21mm again. This time I have it set to t4, and I had to raise the ISO up to 125 to keep the shutter speed at 1/60th of a second.